Right, so I've been called abusive and a liar, except no intent has been, like, proven on the point of, like, me lying.
Kelly, what do you want out of this? I'm genuinely asking, like,
Well, I don't know. Apparently it's fine for people to, like, make these attacks on my character when they're not, like, willing to, like, back up half the things they're saying.
I think everything has been backed up substantially.
I think everyone's been trying to...
Yeah. What is a single... No. Wait. What's a single statement that's been made that you feel like hasn't been backed up?
If you gish gallop and, like, say a whole bunch of things at once, and then I'm wrong about some of those things, which is obviously going to happen.
This has been a 5.5 hour conversation. Nobody's gish galloped. We've gone through painfully 1 point at a time on all of this. I don't know why you think anybody's gish galloped you.
And again, if you
That's
want me to...
That's not true when it comes to the lying part that just happened recently.
If you want me to prove more intent over my thoughts of your character, we can walk through stuff that happened in the Baldur's Gate campaign too. I think that was a wonderful demonstrator of how you put yourself first before people, and you're inconsiderate to what people give you kindness, and you are unable to return that same kindness. Like, very often I feel like that's the case. We can walk through that. It won't be a gish gallop or anything. Is that... Like, what do you want me to say here?
I'll be honest, Wolfgang, like, you gave your examples. It's fine. But, like, I don't think, like, when you say this stuff,
yeah,
like, Destiny claims I'm a liar and that I'm abusive without, like showing any, like, literature as to what abuse is and how that relates to anything I've done. Or, like, saying I'm a liar
hold on.
without, like,
I think that abuse is when you're... I think abuse is when you are undermining somebody else's emotional state, when you're abusing a relationship or a connection with them in order to make them feel bad, in order to discredit how they're feeling, in order to make them feel crazy or stupid for negative feelings they have towards you, for the purposes of elevating yourself or giving you power over that other person or being correct in an argument in a way that makes you feel better about yourself.
It's not me that's been calling people crazy. Multiple people have called me crazy.
What does that have to do with... What did that have to do with anything that I
You're accusing me of crazy making when everyone's been telling me that I'm crazy.
Crazy making has nothing to do with saying somebody is crazy. Crazy making is when you're acting like somebody's feelings about a particular event are totally irrational, that a normal person couldn't ever think this particular thing.
Okay.
And you do that by misstating facts. For instance, by mixing up...
So I can't just be wrong.
You can just be wrong, but when every single time you're wrong, it's always working out in your favor, it seems to imply that there is a motivation there that goes beyond you just making simple mistakes.
Yeah,
yes,
Kelly,
if you see a motivation behind every single thing I do and assume that every motivation is negative, then what the am I supposed to do?
Not lie, not manipulate, not do things where every single time you're incorrect. The Wolfgang example was a great example of just walking through that.
That wasn't lying. I didn't remember because I don't have the logs. Now that he's showed them to you, I accept that I was wrong.
Wait, what part of that did you not remember?
I don't have the logs because I've left the...
I'm not asking. We went over. What part of it didn't you remember? You didn't remember having the conversation?
The part that Wolfgang says, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't remember that, so that's what I was wrong about. I shouldn't, I didn't have the logs. I shouldn't have said that. I didn't think that happened.
Obviously, wait, Kelly, that was wrong. Going on, discussion of this was going on for 3 days. Do you remember at all when I pressed you on this and you said, I owe you nothing with, a omegalo emoji? Do you remember that?
I remember that, yeah, sure. Okay, but what bad faith have I given Destiny in recent times?
Okay,
because he came at me with bad faith.
Wait, why do you have to give me bad faith for me to say you're being bad faith? What? How are these two things related to anything whatsoever? What?
You have... Okay, so what is the cause of your bad faith, then?
What? You mean me accusing you of bad faith?
Yes. No, you have bad faith towards me, clearly.
I don't think I have bad faith towards you. Bad faith implies that I'm not giving you a fair reading of the things you're saying. I'm not evaluating the statements you're making fairly, or I'm always making the worst assumption, even when another assumption could suffice to explain some behavior.
And bad faith is when I ask for a steel man, and then you start talking about being mentally ill.
I can't steel man your... I can't steel man your position. There's too much. Every position can't be steel man.
That's untrue.
Okay. Give me a steel man for what it counts for all the different facts that you've given me in terms of your behavior with Lav and Cherry. Give me the steel man of that.
With Lav and Cherry, what bit specifically?
Steel man to me how you are so uncomfortable around Cherry's anti-fanning of me that would drive you to leave, but Lav is somebody that gets your whole endorsement. Give me an explanation that explains that.
Firstly, Lav does not give my whole endorsement. Again, that is bad faith. By saying that, that's not a thing that I've said or done or implied.
Hold on. Did you not say multiple times that you wanted Lav to come back to the server? That you prefer Lav over Cherry? That you liked Lav because she was content?
Yes, I
then
do like
if that's not an endorsement,
content.
what is
I'm
that?
Not friends with her. Like there are a lot of people that are in.
Hold on, wait.
When did I? Content.
You're doing it right now. You just did it. You just did it right now.
That's not an endorsement.
You just did it. Hold on. What is an endorsement? Do you think an endorsement means you're friends with them?
It means you have like an approval for them.
Correct. You approved of her being in that Discord.
When
you say I want them to come to the Discord, that's not an endorsement of them being in the Discord. That's not an endorsement of them.
No, I just liked the content. It was getting pretty stale, and it's just like fun to have like people around that are unhinged.
You like the content
of their character or them.
What would you call it if it's not an endorsement?
It means I like the content, not them as a person.
I'm not asking you for an evaluation of them as a person. You're endorsing them being in the server. Because you like the content. So why didn't you endorse Cherry? Just because you didn't like the content? It sounds like it has nothing to do with me and it just has to do with your relationships, which is my claim the entire time. So explain to me.
Things are not the same.
Okay, so then explain to me. Wait. So explain to me. Give me the explanation, the Steelman version. Steelman, if anybody can Steelman you, it's you. How are you okay with Lav being in there, but not Cherry?
Yeah, exactly. I have to Steelman myself. Like, I know that you could do this, but you just want to pick apart everything that I say.
I'm waiting.
No, I asked you first.
I'm not going to help you do your abuse. No, that's wild. I'm not going to do that.
Who am I abusing?
Right now, you're trying to abuse me, but I'm unabusable.
Why? How? How am I abusing you?
By trying to crazy make me feel insane and gaslighting me and lying to me about all these things that have happened. That if I didn't have any logs for any of this, I would have been told like a completely different story. And you're trying to make me seem like I'm insane for accusing you of leaving a server for selfish reasons because you have all these other great reasons. You're making me feel insane for saying this. That's what you're attempting to do.
I don't think you're insane. I'm not trying to make you seem crazy.
If I'm accusing you of crazy making, of course you're not going to admit to me that you're trying to make me feel crazy. No. Also, you might not even understand the application of it. That's not relevant, though. I'm just asking you, give me the narrative that explains your feelings towards Lav and Cherry.
Okay, firstly, I can do that afterwards, but it is relevant because I don't think that I could do that to you anyway, and that sounds like a terrible idea of something to do to you.
I agree, so and yet here we are. Okay. So give me the one thing. These are two facts, by the way, only. There's so many other that you'd have to cover. But I'm just curious if you can just do these two. Give me one Kelly Jean that can navigate the world and explain how you can account for your feelings towards Lav and Cherry that isn't wholly selfishly driven.
Okay, right. So with Cherry and with Lav specifically, I guess I'm wrong about this, but like I didn't think she was an anti-fan because she had come back, whereas Cherry had not come back, and that is mostly what it's based on. My interactions.
Okay, wait. Let's just analyze that one thing. No, let's analyze.
I've had negative interactions with both of them.
Hold on. No, I don't care. I don't know why you're gish galloping. You're gish galloping right now by saying irrelevant, random. None of that is anything. Okay, so let's focus on this thing. So you said you didn't think Lav was an anti-fan because she had come back and Cherry had not come back. Now, Cherry and Lav have left and come back to my community multiple times. So how does that differentiate one from the other in your eyes?
Because Cherry had not come back.
Cherry has been banned and unbanned in my community before. But and at that point in time, Lav was banned by February. So she hadn't been back. And you knew that because you asked in chat, why was she blacklisted? Why is she banned? And
I say, I don't really remember that conversation, which is clearly why, because I wasn't there present for any of it. But
unfortunately, Kelly, and this is... I'm helping you if you want to learn to lie better in the future, okay?
This is not me lying.
No, stop. I'm seriously, I'm trying. This is great abuser advice, okay? Here's the issue, okay? This is why every shitty liar does this, okay? You're trying to lie with facts, but you're not understanding that you're a human being and that a particular lie you tell has to coincide with an emotional state. When you tell me, I don't remember that conversation, Kelly, that doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to remember it because if you have the emotional caliber to not like somebody because you feel like they're an anti-fan, it doesn't matter what you remember or not. It doesn't matter if you do it because at the time when you saw it, you would have thought, oh, Lav and Destiny must really hate each other. Destiny, maybe it's like a situation. Wow. And that emotion would carry through.
Okay.
Even if you didn't remember the conversation, you would have the emotion. That's why when I ask you about Cherry, you can't remember anything, but with Cherry, you have the emotion. Notice how when I ask you about Cherry, you don't say with Cherry, this fact or this thing, whatever. You say with Cherry, well, I don't remember exactly what she did. I don't remember her saying anything. No, let me finish. You don't have any facts for Cherry, but you have that emotion that you're carrying through with you, but you don't have it for Lav, despite the fact that I've shown you that you were presented with the information, because the emotion is fake, because you're lying about it, like I said you are. Go ahead, you can do it.
Okay. Why would I have put in the Discord that I was unaware of why Lav was banned if I was aware of why Lav was banned?
You would put that you were unaware so that you can continue to be friends with her without making it look like you're anti-fanning.
This is bad faith.
That's not bad faith. It perfectly accounts for all of your actions. It's so obvious. Yeah, of course.
No, that is not true.
It's because you refuse to take responsibility or accountability for literally anything you do, of course.
So you think I planned this 4 months in advance?
You don't plan anything. You just act in certain ways. It gives you plausible deniability for everything. Just like you did earlier with Wolfgang. You said, I don't remember those DMs. I don't remember saying that. Well, if I do remember that, it wasn't that big of a deal. Well, if it was a big deal, I made a mistake and I was just being dumb and silly. Yeah, of course. This is a pattern behavior you've done with everything.
I don't watch the streams when I'm not on them.
You don't have to watch the stream. This wasn't about the stream. It was blowing up in Justicle's Discord for days and days and all over my subreddit, which you do read.
I still didn't know. And I stated at the time I didn't know. But we're going to have to assume that Kelly was lying even 4 months ago and did suddenly know everything about the situation. Like, do you see how I can't win in that situation?
You can't win because you're trying to do the impossible and tell lies to explain so many behaviors that are inexplicable without the foundation of you just kind of being a selfish piece of shit to get what you want. Why what?
Just what would be the purpose of this? Why would I need to lie and say like, oh, why did Lav get banned? Just because I wasn't there and hadn't seen.
So for that particular thing, you have plausible deniability on everything. You have plausible deniability on everything. That's why you perfectly remember every single fight and thing that I've ever gotten into with Cherry. So because you hate her, because you got into a fight, but you just can't remember a single thing that me and Lav fought about.
I've clearly not been able to recall a lot of stuff which you've pointed me out on, which is true. I don't have perfect recall.
No, wait, hold on. Wrong. I'm sorry. When you were fighting with Cherry, you seem to remember every single insult that she had about me. You remembered the 15-2 memes. You seem to remember her and me hooking up. You seem to remember things that she had told me. You seem to have really good recollection there. And that was an event that was older than the Lav blow up, and that wasn't pasted all over the Gisticle Discord server. The majority of that happened on Twitter and my subreddit.
Yes, because A, everybody knows the 15-2 memes, but B, I was around for those. I literally state I missed it all. But
you weren't around? You weren't in my community at all when the Lav stuff blew up? When she was on other shows talking about me? When she was on Gisticle's After Hour show, like saying weird you disappeared from the community for that like week or two? You were just completely gone and didn't hear anything about it?
Considering I don't know the dates of it, it's entirely possible because there's been multiple weeks where I haven't been around.
Kelly, I'm pretty sure, I don't know about the day in specific, but I'm pretty sure you were there for a good couple of those days, and we talked about it on stream. I don't think you were there for the day where it happened. Maybe I'm wrong. For the day where it happened, I think it was me, Irrelevant, Gisticle, and it was incredibly uncomfortable. But you were there for some of it. I'm 90% sure. Maybe 80.
I feel very confident as well.
Right, so why didn't I know anything?
Kelly, how can any of us answer that,
I think
Kelly?
the fact that this basis of this argument is Kelly can't possibly not know some things or remember or recall them when she wasn't there because she has to have been around 100% of the time all the time.
I never said that. That's your argument. You're mixing up the lies. I said that it's obvious that you could just talk to somebody, you could read something and see something, and that's how you would know what happened even if you weren't there. I'm not saying you had to be there for it. You're saying you had to be there. That if you weren't there for a particular thing, then there's no possible way you could have knowledge of it. You just assume that I blacklist people for no reason because I'm bored and I guess. The issue is that you've given me a profile of yourself psychologically where you're very much opposed to anti-fanning behavior. But here you are responding to Lav's messages, ignoring it completely. However, that same anti-fan behavior, when exhibited by somebody else 8 months earlier, is reason enough to be the primary motivation for you to leave a server. That's incongruent with you're talking about multiple people here. You can't just be one person that feels this way. Otherwise, you would have remembered the Lav stuff very strongly. When you found out she was on a blacklist, you're like, ooh, I don't like anti-fan behavior. Why was she blacklisted? Like, tell me more. What happened exactly? Oh, I don't like that. That's not fair. When she came back to the server, you would have said, oof, I don't like the fact that Lav is being added back here. It seems weird that somebody that's to this day on Destiny in really personal, really disgusting ways and making crazy. I don't like that she's here. But that's not. The only person that you seem to have a problem with was Cherry, that you got into a huge fight with, and Gisticle, that didn't defend you enough. That's so convenient. And then the only facts
tried.
that you remember are the ones that are attempting to exonerate you, or they're just wrong. And then you seem to conveniently forget everything that would crucify you.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.